I'm going to show you an AI chatbot that I trained on a book I wrote that basically is like ChatGPT, but it read the book that I wrote and I can talk with it about concepts in the book and it's going to answer. And I'm going to explain to you the difference between using something like MindStudio, which in my opinion, it's one of the better tools out there, at least at the free level. So far, I haven't paid, and I'm actually surprised by how much you can do at the free level. And with something like ChatGPT, it has features like this, but there are some limitations. So we're going to talk about those. One, a big one, is the information isn't private with ChatGPT. Now, it's not really that private with MindStudio either, but I'm sure you've heard how a lot of big companies like Apple or Google have banned their employees from using ChatGPT, and that's because the information they upload, or they're not even upload, like now they can upload files, but even before you could upload files, the information you're giving it from talking to it, ChatGPT or OpenAI would sort of have access to that, and these big businesses didn't like that. Now, you as a small business owner probably don't care as much, but still, if you're uploading a lot of sensitive private business documents, there are hacks that happen, and to the best of my knowledge, there's no hacks that have like hacked into OpenAI or Microsoft and saw the prompts that people were sending to ChatGPT. But it could happen in the future. Who knows? It's not like a tool like MindStudio is completely impervious to something like that, but it's less of an attack target, and two, although MindStudio might not be like the super most safe like privacy focused tool, there are other ones that are more privacy focused. Like I believe Microsoft Azure has some one of the best. Anyways, so that's one of the issues. It's not really a big issue with me. Like, say I'm uploading my book, my website, a couple documents. I don't really care if like, I mean, I wouldn't want them public. Obviously, the book PDF, it's being sold on Amazon. If it was, easily found online, then it sort of defeats the purpose of selling it. But it's not something that's going to ruin everything if, it gets hacked and it's out there, right? So I don't care too much about that. The bigger issue I have is that you can't really embed it to your website. And it searches the knowledge you gave it first. And then if it doesn't really get anything from that, um, yeah, so that's actually what I talked about in the book. The wording is different. So it is actually cool. Um, I would assume the AI is actually better than MindStudio. But in my experience using MindStudio, the results, like the responses you're getting, are actually great as well. So I assume ChatGPT is like marginally better just because it is one of the best LLMs out there. Um, of course, now Amazon, Google are all competing with that, but smaller startup like MindStudio, I think it'd be hard to compete with OpenAI. But it's just like OpenAI isn't, it has a different target audience for MindStudio. So this was an example of a conversation I had with it. But what is an offer? So both give great replies. And MindStudio is free. So it's like, I mean, you could try it out, but I think the best feature would be to have it on your website. And this doesn't have that. So for now, I would actually go with the Chat GPT. Now, if you have premium, you just go to Explore, create GPT, configure, and then you upload your files. I uploaded my book, and then you give it instructions. It literally took me like under a minute to make. Obviously, the hard part is like actually having files to put in there. So like you got to have some PDFs, like stuff you already have. Um, I think it's only going to have slightly less context. That's the only issue. My advice to you, if you want to make your own bot, you don't really need to use MindStudio or UAI. If they had this feature, I'd be the first to say, hell yeah, jump on that. But it doesn't have that. you can embed your AI in your existing website. It's coming soon, so that's great, but how soon? So use the ChatGPT bot creation and upload your files. And you don't actually have to link your website because it can already access your website. It can access every website, every link that's public out there. So yeah, that's scary powerful. I'd say, yeah, the only con right now, the only thing I'd really like to see, and then it's basically has everything I'd like, because honestly, privacy, don't really care too much about that. None of these tools are actually super private. Like none of them are, you know, military grade security. Like there are a lot of, from what I've read, gaps, but you're not going to be uploading anything like Hillary Clinton's emails anyways. Like for me, I have my book PDF. I have some other PDFs. Like if OpenAI gets hacked and like millions of documents or billions of documents leak, like it's not going to be the end of the world for me. So I wouldn't recommend putting anything in there that would be life ruining if it was ever hacked, just in that really tiny percentage chance that it may happen. And like eventually these things always do happen. Give it enough time, it will happen. But you shouldn't be worrying about that, like unless you're Hillary Clinton or something. So the best feature that I would want from ChatGPT, embedding the chatbot on your website, it's not there yet. I'm going to look into how you can do that on your own if you want to patch together a solution. I'm also going to be waiting for OpenAI to release this feature. I'm sure it's going to come out in the coming months. So if you want to hear more about it, if you want to be the first to know, subscribe. I'll definitely release a video on this as soon as it happens. In the meantime, I'll see if there's any sort of integration, maybe some form of like Zapier hook, or like, some tool that's going to let you embed, patch together something for an embed on your website. Yeah, something that's affordable too, because there's already stuff out there, but you don't want to be paying $100 a month for something like that. Okay, see you in the next video.